Oh, somebody came in. Hi, sorry about that. I was texting my sister so I'd have one person to talk to. Ah, hi Sue. I was just texting you. Have somebody to chit chat with while I'm on. I'm doing a pop up live because always needing hours. Um, so what I'm doing today is I'm making the manicotti again. Ed really liked it last month. He's been asking me to make it. But I'm also making a bunch of egg and cheese sandwiches for Gordon. So we pick up on Mondays a food pantry for him. And he doesn't cook. And I don't always show you. Like most of the time it's just I put aside something that we had for supper or whatnot. But I am... he really likes the egg and cheese sandwiches. He can keep a few in the fridge. The other ones you can throw in the freezer and then throw in the microwave when he wants one. He does use the microwave, so. Right now I'm just opening up cheese slices. I overcooked my noodles on the manicotti. It'll be all right. It'll be fine. I've gotten a phone call in between and then just forgot. I got up right away when I got off the phone. It was the doctor's office and drained them, but they're still a little overcooked. But like I said, it'll be fine. No worries. No worries. And I already toasted a bunch of toast. And as usual, always something going. This toaster we've had for a very short time. Hey, Daryl, love you. And you guys all know, when we went on Sunday, I told you that Daryl's birthday was on Monday. So anybody in the room say happy birthday to Daryl. It's a day late, but no worries. Daryl's my oldest son. And we won't tell his age because that's not nice. I don't really mind them overcooked. Plus, they're going to go in the oven for a little bit, too, with the cheese melt. Ed ain't going to care. But you do want them a little bit firmer if you're going to stuff them, though. But, I can't. I already cooked them, and I only had one box of them, so it is what it is. So when I already did the sauce, right now I have it on. So I'm just trying to melt the cheeses in it. So it's kind of like almost like a deconstructed lasagna mix I got going on in here. That's all. And I got so many eggs. Like I said, I need to do something with them. So I'm just going to do a bunch of egg sandwiches. I already got, what do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one, 6. 6 done. So I'm going to start out making them 6 sandwiches. I might make a few more. And see what happens with that. So... but that's all I'm doing. And like I said, I'm just going to be on chit-chatting and making these things up. I'm going to grab my water. I just got back from the, probably about an hour and a half ago, got back from the doctor's office. I had to take the heart monitor off last night because I had an allergic reaction to it. So then I called them this morning and I had to go into the office just so that they could verify that it was really a rash for the reason not for me taking it off. But they said that I had 4 days of, I'm supposed to have 14 days. I had 4 days of input. So we mailed it out. It has to go to Illinois to some center. She said there might be enough information on there. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's right in my chart that I'm allergic to latex. So obviously they didn't look at that or care to or whatever. And it was just itchy the first few days. No big deal. I can live with that. But last night it started to burn my chest. And it's all like, this is all kind of like raw. It's hard to see. This is all like raw. So yeah, that came off. As soon as I started feeling that sensation, I took it right off. So we'll see what they do about that. So I had to get up and go. And I was going to come on earlier and do a live. Then I had to get ready to go out and do that real quick, a doctor's appointment. And I know a few people, I think Misty just ended a live because I know I had jumped on hers for a little while. Natty's still on doing a live, but, there's only so many hours in a day, and I got to cook now, so I'm doing my live. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. Oops. So I'm going to take out, I'm going to try to bring you guys down here. There we go. I'm going to take out my spray my pan, and just do a few fried egg sandwiches before I stuff these manicottis, because like I said, I want this. I got the ricotta cheese in there, some Italian cheese that I threw in here. So I just want this to melt good first. All blend together. I got hamburger. I fried up some hamburger first in a jar of sauce. And I already tasted it. It tastes so good. I might add just a little bit more Italian seasoning. That is delicious. So I'm going to put my oven on 350. Start. I'm going to get out a spatula. Some butter and the eggs. I don't know if this is going to make a glare. Let me know if that's too much of a glare, but, you know, I need it undercooked. See what I'm doing. A little bit of butter. I got my pepper. A little bit of salt. Move that. I finally got all my Easter stuff up, so I'm going to do a video with the next day or so showing you that. It's all up. I got my Easter tree done, and the Easter decorations put up, so I'll do that. Oh, look at this. I missed all these comments. Hi, Chip. Thank you for coming in if you're still here. Lynn, Life's Lessons, thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. And, thank you, Natty. I appreciate that. You could have kept on going. It was just set in my mind since last night. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a pop-up live. And I'm like, I just got to get it done. So that's awesome, Natty. I really appreciate that. Daryl said light is helpful. Thank you, Daryl. He's always telling me to put my light on here. And I sometimes forget to do it. What I'm making is some stuffed manicottis, and right now I'm just getting ready to fry up some eggs and cheese for Gordon. Make him like 6 to 8. You know, he put some in the fridge, some in his freezer. He doesn't cook at all, and he really likes these egg and cheese. And he puts them in the microwave to reheat them, so that's what I'm doing. So, and Ed's been, hi, Miss Paula, thank you for coming in. He was already all done talking. That's funny. Now, sometimes you can go for a while, Natty. What was the other day? Like 3 hours? I stayed on close to 2 of that time. All right, so I'm sitting here waiting for this to melt. Never going to melt if I don't turn the stove on. There we go. Now it'll start melting. But I got so many eggs. So I figured this is a good way to get rid of some of them. Later on today, I'll probably boil some eggs just to have in the fridge to snack on. They're good for protein. I melted some butter. I didn't, just going to butter them lightly when I put them together. But yeah, I just thought that was ridiculous. When I called and told them that, they're like, well, can you come in? I said, yeah, sure, I can come in. And the lady's like, oh, I'm so sorry. She says, we just have to document that we physically saw the rash. You know they're going to charge my insurance $250 for that appointment. Like, I told you that I broke out, like, I have a rash. So, but that's just, insurance, whatever. So I had to, get up, get ready, and go to the doctor's appointment. It's only right down the road, so that's the good thing. At least it wasn't out of town. It's like maybe 8-9 minutes down the road. All right, so we're just going to start these eggs. Like I said, he gets excited when we bring these ones over. He's like, oh, I really like those sandwiches. So, you know, when they get to be, you know, a certain age, he's 90, they don't have a big appetite. They like sweet things, you know, small things that they can eat. And this is just so convenient for him. So what do I got here? I got 5. I'm going to do 7 because the one set of toast I started was really big bread. And then I'll see where I'm at afterwards. I might make some more. We'll see. All right. Let me go wash my hands real quick. Not to, Hi, Sean. Thank you for coming in. So, Natty said, okay, let's go back up here. I said hi to Miss Paula. Miss Paula said, Missy, I watched your cookies for the neighbor video last night. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that. Yeah. I know her son's name. I don't even know the lady's name. She's older and doesn't come out of the house. She's not well. Her son takes care of her. So we try to do our best to send over stuff for him and her. So, oh, Susie, Natty says, yeah, I'm a talker. I don't expect anyone to stay the whole 3 hours. You know, most of the time, Natty, I'm home. I'm disabled. So, like, when I see people's lives, I stay on them, you know, most of the time, if I can. It doesn't, you know, especially people like you, Natty, you know, I consider you my friend. You know, I try to stay on as long as possible because I find what you're doing is interesting. So, and I enjoy the stories that you tell and the things that you share. Myself, I'm not a big talker. Most of you guys have met my husband. He'll talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime. So I'm just more laid back. I'm not as talkative. And then Sue and Miss Paula were talking about retirement. Yeah, Sue worked in construction for many years, absolutely. And Sean said he'll stay. And Miss Paula says, good morning, neighbors are a huge blessing. You made cookie blessings for her. Yeah. I feel that that's a gift that God has given me and my husband, has always been to share food of some sort. That's one of our gifts. That's our calling. That's what the Lord has called us to do. So, and like today, that's why I'm making the egg sandwiches for Gordon. He's an elderly man that we try to do whatever we can for. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. So, I don't want to... Thank you, Natty. I really appreciate that. I do. You know. And guys, all if you watch me, you know, now on Sundays at 4 o'clock, my husband does come on. Because I need watch hours. So I have to have some sort of spiel. So my husband's good at talking, and he does a lot of different things. He's very talented. So now he comes on at 4 o'clock, and it's Time with Big Ed is what it's called. So he does different things. I know. He looks forward to you coming on, Natty. You know, he himself is starting to know people's names, and he watches you guys' channels also, and you know, he's built a little rapport with a lot of you, so that's pretty cool. All right, so we got our spatula. I put some salt and pepper on here. We're gonna give them one more second, then we'll flip them again. Yeah, he's got a little following. And I told him, hey, if you really want to do a channel, you can. He said he knows he can't keep up with it. He can't be consistent. Yeah. Plus, he's a traveler. He likes to, he's gone on the days that he feels good, you know, because he's, you know, disabled now too. He's out traveling. He'll go sit in the park all day, or wherever he goes, I guess. He can't sit still, you know. So he does, you know, he goes, he looks things up to see if he can get things for free, and I think that's where he went now. I think he went to Freeport, which is probably an hour away, to pick up some stereo equipment that we don't need, but if it works, he'll resell it. He'll clean it up and resell it, so I guess that's what he's going to do. So, like I said, we're just going to flip these once. And throw some cheese on them and put some sandwiches together. And Gordon will be so happy. Oh, this egg don't want to stay on here. There we go. Give everybody a flip. I don't want to make my sister Sue sad or myself, but today is, let me just read these real quick. Sean says she might have to, okay, wait, I gotta go way back up again, guys, sorry. Thank you, Sean. He said it looks tasty. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. She said it's great watching whatever I do. Natty said he can do snowplowing bids. Yeah, next year. I don't think we got enough. It's all melted here. We had a little sprinkling of snow. I don't think we're going to get anything big until next year now again. Oops. Hopefully I just didn't hide Sue. Sorry. Sean says he might have to make some eggs. And Sue said, hi, Grace. So Grace must have came in. Hi, Grace. How are you? Thank you for coming in. Sue says, I always make her hungry. Today is the anniversary of our mother's passing. 16 years today. It's unbelievable. I can say it without crying now. That's a good thing. But, you know, once you lose your mom, that's really a hard thing to deal with. Doesn't matter how long it's been, you still miss her. So, but she's no longer suffering. That's the good part. Oh, come on. One last egg that just won't flip for me. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to cook them all the way through. Well, they might be a little bit runny, but he's going to put them in the microwave. Just throw some cheese on them all. And let that cheese melt. I'm going to take it right off the flame and just let everybody sit. And I should have probably poked it to do my yolk on all of them. We'll do it now. And I'll put them together after. Alright, so I'll bring you over here to my other mess I got going on. Here we go. I'm not sure if I want to use the small one or the big one. I'm going to use the... I think I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use the smaller one. I can squeeze them all in together. Sip of that coffee. And spray this pan. But I made these last month for Ed, and he's, like I said, he's been asking me, you going to make them again? You going to make them again? He really enjoyed them. What'd Sean say? Where's your husband, if you don't mind me asking? He's just out and about. I think he went to pick up some stuff that he found for free. Miss Paula said, y'all, it's so green here. Spring has definitely arrived in the northeast Tennessee. Oh, Sean, I'm sorry for your grandma's passing. That's really hard. I'm so sorry. Yeah, they're always in your heart. Absolutely. Yeah, it breaks your heart. You know, it took me a long time. Really, really long time with my mom. And, yeah, you know, and I still have my days. It is what it is, you know. Your mom's your mom. Good, bad, don't matter. You know, once she's gone, you know, it's like you feel like you lost your best friend. Now, Natty said she finished her mission on this earth. That's right. That's the one thing that I cling to is that, you know, most of you guys watching me know that I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I believe in God. And he's the giver of life and the taker of life. We're all given something to do here on this earth. And when it's our time to go, it's our time to go. And that's, you know, that's the only thing that gives me solace, you know. It hurts because we want more time with them, you know. I would have loved for her to meet my grandbaby, Kaylani. Sue's had great-grandchildren since she's been gone. And my brother Doug had a grandbaby, a few grandbabies, but, you know, yeah. So there's been children born that she never got to meet, and that's just the way it is. Hi, two West Coasters. Thank you for coming in. And then Sue, I know that's probably why you came in instantly with me today. You know, sometimes it doesn't till later, right? That could be, you know. Because no matter how long it is, you still wake up on that day and you think, oh, today's the day, you know, where you got the news that your loved one's no longer here. And it stinks. It's not a great feeling. But like I said, I can talk to you guys now without tears streaming down my face, and I know that my mother did the things that she needed to do on this earth, and the Lord took her when it was her time, and she's no longer suffering. My mother was very sick, and she is no longer suffering, so we'll give God the honor and glory for that. So, who's Matthew? Sean, I'm glad you believe in God. That's awesome. Who's Matthew, Sue? I didn't see a Matthew. Anyway, Sue's saying hi to Matthew. Hi, Matthew. All right, so here we go. I'm going to move all this stuff over and stuff these and get them in the oven for Ed's dinner. Oh. Let me get this down. This, I need a spoon. Spoon that out. This one. Like I said, I definitely want these. I wanted these to be a little bit more stiffer, but I overcooked them and there ain't nothing I can do about it now. So I'm going to take a little bit of sauce and just put it on the bottom here. Usually I do that without the meat being in here, but I forgot to, so that's the way it's getting done today. And that's still very, very warm. Stay up for a minute. There we go. These have been sitting in cold water so that I don't burn myself. And they stop cooking. Misty made crepes. Oh, crepes. Misty made crepes. Misty made crepes earlier. I've never made crepes, but I've had them. Like I've had the strawberry and chocolate one. You can do anything, put anything in there, or Nutella. I like hazelnut. Very good. Yeah, I looked at it real quick. I'm like, Misty made crepes today. No, know. She made crepes. But yeah, I love crepes. I've never made them myself, though. Something I've got to try. Actually, I made pancakes yesterday that were real close to it. I don't know what happened, but they were not very thick pancakes. And then I'm just doing my best to fill these up. Now, this would be delicious. Like Natty made lasagna soup today. And she was telling what was in it was the spinach. This would be great. Ed's not going to eat it with spinach. But throwing some spinach in your mixture right now, that would be wonderful. Yeah. So there's stuffed manicottis. And I'm doing it like I would do how I would make lasagna for my husband. So he doesn't have a whole lot of ingredients and anything. So this is just, I did it last month because I thought I was making him lasagna. And what happened was I didn't have no lasagna noodles. I thought I did, which I always have lasagna noodles. And I said, well, you can have stuffed shells and manicotti. He said manicotti. And I had already made the sauce and everything ready, so that's how. Like I said, he keeps on now. He's asked me several times. Can you make that again? Can you make that again? He liked it better than the lasagna. I've got to try to do a lasagna soup for him, though. I never have. I think he'll like it. But he's, you know, what he eats is very limited. He doesn't eat a whole lot of food. And these are not the easiest things to do, to try to get them stuffed, especially when you're dealing with hot sauce. Get as much in before it starts coming out the other end. But yesterday I was excited because or Sunday, because I was so close. I'm like, oh, I only need like 60 more hours. Oh no. This morning they took 20-something away from me again. But, you know, I'll eventually get it. Eventually I will get it. Oh, I'm splitting every single one of these open. But you see, if I wouldn't have made them, overcooked them, it would have been a lot easier to stuff them also. They would have stayed a little bit firmer for me. You can't go back and change it, so. But once I stuff these all, then I'm going to put some cheese on top, put them in the oven, 350, like 20 minutes, and they'll be done. Because everything's cooked. You're just melting the cheese on top. Oh, yep, out the other end it's coming. And the good thing about this is because you got so much, you got the sauce on the bottom, you get the sauce in there. I'm going to put a little bit of sauce and cheese on top. So it's not like if you don't get it perfect. It don't matter. It really don't matter. But I suppose if you're bringing this somewhere or you want to be fancy, you can get like a bag and tube it in, you know, like pipe it in. I would think. Come on. A little bit more here. Definitely is not a clean a clean activity. You're definitely getting messy and making a mess. But I'm gonna do probably, I think, 3 more, and that should be good. My youngest son is working in Arkansas right now. He went there Saturday morning, so he'll be gone for a little while, a week to 10 days. He was supposed to go to Ohio, so I thought that was kind of cool, you know, because GT's out there in Ohio. Not that he was going anywhere near her, but still. But plans changed, and he's now in Arkansas. I'm gonna do, I think, 1 more right there, maybe, so 1 or 2 more. So in this mixture, like I said, I got my jar sauce, hamburger, you know, onion powder, my usual suspects, onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, some Italian seasoning. I put some ricotta, I put some Italian cheese in the bag. I would have done fresh parm if I would have had some. I got some in there, but it's not looking that great. So I chose not to use it. I think I'm going to get rid of it. So come on, go in there. Alright, 1 more, 1 more. Now, if I would have used the big pan, it would have spread out, you know, a little bit nicer, but it's fine. It's fine. Come on. Last one, right? Don't want to stay open for me. There we go. I'm going to take another bite of this because it's so good. I am not a huge sauce person at all, but adding that ricotta makes a big difference. Now I gotta look because I took a bite of that. Do I even have sauce on my face? I don't know. I don't know. All right. So now I'm going to take a little bit of mozzarella. to take the rest of my sauce. Now, this is not the traditional way of making manicotti, but like I said, I was planning on making lasagna that day. And so I'm just gonna, the way he really enjoyed it, I'm gonna continue to make it the same way. Yeah, I'm glad I went with this smaller pan because I have just exactly enough to cover this. The bigger pan might not have covered it as well. So we have that. Okay. Then, what's this one? This one's cheddar. So I'm going to take a little bit of cheddar. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Italian. And that's what I had put in the sauce, was the Italian. It's really finely shredded. You'll see in a second. And it melts good. And in the Italian, we have mozzarella, provolone, parmesan, Asiago, fontina, and Romano cheeses in this little mixture. So it's a lot finer. They grated a lot finer, and it melts really, really well. All right, I'm going to get a piece of foil. Get the stuff out for the sandwiches too. Like I said, in the oven, about 15-20 minutes. The last 5 minutes, I'm going to take, if the cheese is not started to melt, then I'll take the foil off. And I'm just loosely putting this on. I'm not tightly putting it on, so the cheese don't stick to it. I'm going to pick up these side pieces that so they don't burn on my pan. And that's it for my version of stuffed manicotti. In the oven it's gonna go. Ooh. That's at 350. Alright, now I'm just gonna make an assembly line for Gordon's sandwiches. Let me soak this. Okay. Oh, man. Happy fingers today. So now I can look. Yeah, lots of different cheese in there. Hi, Regina. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. Natty wants to see the... You couldn't see the manicotti? Natty? Was I in the way the whole time? Oh, let me show you. Sorry, guys. I should have looked. I do that a lot. Let me get this. Oh. I am so sorry. It's weird because when I look up, like I can see that it's showing it, and then something else I did the other day, they said they couldn't see it, and I could have swore I could see it in the camera. All right. So this is what it looks like. Back in the oven it's going. And I apologize. And there's a couple I'm going to throw away. There's only 2 left anyways. But all the manicotti is a tube. And you open it up, and it's just the tube. And you stuff whatever you want in there. Alright, so now I'm just going to put Gordon sandwiches together. Oh, I don't know why this disappears on me all the time. Come on. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. Nothing I can do now. But yeah, it's going to be delicious either way. So, yeah, I think you're right about that, having it directly on my hands. You never seen that manicotti that big? Yeah, and they're expensive. I only usually buy them like once a year because you get 12 in there, and they're never like most pastas 99 cents, $1, not whatever. They're like $2.50, $3.50 for manicotti, and you only get 12 tubes in there. You know, I mean, obviously lasagna noodles are way cheaper because lasagna noodles go on sale all the time for 99 cents. But the manicotti, I don't think I hardly ever. Once in a while, it'll be 2 for $5. It's usually $2.99, I think. Yeah, I mean, but you get 12 of them and it's filling. It'll feed a whole family. It'll feed a family of 4. Exactly. Two of them and you're full. So, especially with all that cheese and all that heaviness. I did not even eat. I made them last time and I did not eat any because I'm not that big on sauce and it's covered in sauce. But tonight I think I'll have one because the sauce is so good, adding that ricotta. You know, and then I'm going to tell Ed not to watch this video because he's in his head, he's going to be like, I want ricotta on there. He loved it. He loved it. So, now you're hungry, Natty? Well, you got that beautiful lasagna soup going on there. So that's going to be delicious. Let me find my... Where are you? Where are you? There it is. So I usually have those aluminum foil sheets, but I don't today. So I'm just going to break off pieces of foil. I'm going to do this big set first. Let's see. And I'm going to put you guys right down on it this time. Oh, Natty said she's skipping lunch, so she'll enjoy the soup tonight. Sue said, exactly. I'm 64 and you are younger. I've never made them. And Regina said she's doing spaghetti right now. Natty says, it's a pasta day. Exactly. We're all skipping to Wednesday, Prince Spaghetti Day. Even though it's Tuesday, we're all skipping on over. And I gave Ed a choice when he dropped me off from the doctor's appointment. Oh, this has already started to happen. Okay, harden up a little bit. I said, you want shepherd's pie? You want those manicottis? He's like, oh, I want those manicottis. So, nothing major, just lightly buttered. And like I said, this was the 2 pieces of bread that were kind of big, so I'm going to put 2 eggs on this one. no, that one fits pretty good. Just put one on that one because that was a larger one. And like I said, this is so simple for him. He takes it out of the aluminum foil, puts it in the microwave, heats it up, and it's a perfect breakfast, lunch, or dinner for him. And something this size is, you know, he's 90 years old. This fills him up. Continue going, continue going. So, anybody got anything good going on this week? Nothing here, same old, same old. I do gotta go into Boston Friday with Ed. His doctor appointment, he gets his shot on Friday. So we'll be going into Boston. Hopefully it's not pouring rain. I feel so bad for Natty. She's got so much snow still there. She's in Canada, and it is loaded. And these are also great to freeze. I don't know if I'll go with Ed when he drops them off or not, but I'll tell Gordon keep 3 in the fridge, keep 3 in the throw 3 in the freezer. And like I said, he doesn't cook at all. He just uses the microwave. Actually, I feel like I'm having an egg sandwich now. I like to put mayonnaise on mine, though. It tastes so good. Mayonnaise. All right. One more. I think if you put a piece of tomato on this, they call it a Western or Eastern. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's no big deal if the cheese ain't melted. It's going to melt when he microwaves it. There we go. 6 sandwiches done for Mr. Gordon. Oh. Wow. I was on almost an hour. I'm impressed with myself. Come on, comments, come back. Oh, that was weird. But anyways, I appreciate you all for staying and watching me really do not much of anything, since you missed the whole stuffing of the manicottis. Yeah, butter's good on it. I like it. Exactly. I don't know how many times we probably had egg sandwiches for supper. And actually, me and Ed still do it sometimes now. You don't feel like cooking. Well, sometimes we'll just make pancakes or we'll make an egg sandwich. A lot of times we'll make them. It all depends on what time. If he's got like a really, really early appointment in Boston, I'll make the egg sandwiches so we have something to eat on the way. So we're not starving when we get to the doctor's office. When we go to the beach, because we usually leave real earlier in the morning, I will make an egg and cheese sandwich for us. Yeah, they're delicious. So, and like I said, it's so easy for Gordon to just take it out of aluminum foil, put it on a paper plate in the microwave. Then he doesn't have to worry about it or think about it. Because the meals, a lot of times there's a few people that drop them off, like the lean cuisine meals and stuff. He's 90 years old. That's complicated. Like, oh, only put a slit in this piece of it. Pull back this piece of, it's, cook for 3 minutes, rotate, cook for 4 more, He's 90 years old. All these instructions is too much. He puts these in the microwave for a minute, minute and a half. He can eat it, Sometimes people want to be helpful, but they don't always see it through. They think, oh, this is quick and convenient. Yes, for somebody that's our age, but for somebody that's 90 years old, it's not always that convenient, And to read those tiny little instructions on something, that's also difficult for them to do, Gordon's funny because he's got this big magnifying glass. He's always like this. Oh, I wish they were in the house. He just bought himself a pair that you put on your the binoculars that you can put on like glasses. Yeah, he gave Ed a pair. He had gotten 2, buy one get one free. He gave Ed a pair, but Ed's got his in the car. I'll have to have him bring them in maybe next Sunday and show you guys. They're just hilarious. But he can see he was sitting at his kitchen table, and there was a next to his refrigerator was a little counter thing. And there was a jar of peanut butter, and it said, "What does that say?" He could read how many ounces it was and everything. It was probably a good 2.5 feet away. He was able to read it with those binoculars. So that's cool. Mr. Gordon is just a friend. Yeah. It's been about a little bit over 2 years ago. Ed was going out to do some plowing. He had to travel to another town to get there. He was in our regular vehicle, and he stopped to get gas. And this is like 8, 9 o'clock at night. Gordon was outside of the gas station crying. His vehicle broke down. So Ed stopped. He's like, oh, AAA is not going to be here for several hours. It's, and it's the middle of the winter. It was January. So another guy came around the corner. He knew somebody that was able to get his car over. He was living in a hotel at the time. His car over to the hotel. Ed bring him here first. He didn't get out of the car. He just comes in. He's like, I had made soup that night. He's like, heat up some soup and come meet the guy I just met. And I'm like, it's 9 o'clock at night. I'm in my pajamas. Anyways, get him the soup. Ed bring him to the hotel. The next day, Ed helped him get his car fixed. And yeah, we've just been he's just our friend now, 90-year-old friend. So we do whatever we can do. Actually, my sister Sue was just here the week before last, and Gordon was just getting out of the hospital. He had a little spell. He had to go in just for a couple days. And she went over there and helped me, just pick up as much as we can. You can't, it's hard. He's 90 years old. But we did whatever we could. Hi, Oki. Thank you for coming in. So I basically got 2 or 3 more minutes. I'm just going to milk it out so it's an even hour. I don't always do that. I just cut it off when I'm done, but I'm really going to try to do that. Hi, Queen. I know who I am. Like I was saying, Queen, I know who I am. It's just what that's this is calling. It's what God has asked us to do. I don't do anything more, anything less than what um, I feel God has asked us to do. He puts people in our life, sometimes for a little season, sometimes for a long season, and that's what he's called me and Ed to do. You know, there's so many things I do behind the scenes because I'm the one cooking or whatever, and Ed just goes out and does things because that's what the Lord's called him to do, and we do make a pretty good team at it. So that's a blessing. And we've been doing it for a long time. We've been probably doing it for definitely over 20 years. Well, my youngest is going to be 25, so probably close to 30 years. And the Lord always provides for us. We're never lacking, so I just praise God for that. My fridge and cupboards are never empty. Yeah, it does. Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. That's right. Yeah, we definitely it makes both of us happy. I don't always get to see, like the other day, like I don't even know the lady that I made the cookies for. I think I seen her one time. I know her son because he comes here and picks stuff up, and sometimes he does help us with some yard work and stuff. And he's probably in his 30s, and he's taking care of his mom, and that's hard. It's hard for anybody to do it, especially a young man. To be able to take care of your mother in her old age. But Ed had come home the other day and he said, yeah, Justin's mom's birthday. And I had said, well, find out what kind of cake she likes and we can make them a cake. And Ed comes home and is like, oh, she don't like cake. She likes cookies. I said, that's not a big deal. We'll make her cookies. But like Ed bring them over there. I never saw, but it doesn't faze me. It's like, I know, Ed usually gets the thank you reward. I never usually do, but that's okay. That doesn't bother me none. Bye, Natty. I'm only going to be on a minute and a half more anyways. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you more. Let's get that out real quick before you go. But yeah, I really do. Yeah, Ed's a good guy. Yeah, I am grateful that we both do have that same heart and compassion to do what we do, because you never want to see anybody go hungry. And it's not just people that are homeless. There's people that live that you know it's hard for them to cook a meal, or they don't know how to. It's just there's hundreds of reasons. And if you can help somebody here and there. I am sweating because the oven's on. Yeah, why not? Why not? And like I said, we've been doing it for a long time. And all the places that we've lived a few different places, down in North Carolina. Before we were up in this part of Massachusetts, we were in another part. Actually, my sister Sue and another one of my, Michael's mother, my sister that passed away. We used to do a community meal. What do we do? Once a month? It's been 20 years. Once a month on Saturdays, but we'd all chip in and cook. We'd do big, huge turkeys, big, huge, let people come in and let them, we'd set the tables, with linen, and everything was nice. It wasn't just like here, here's a sandwich and go, but let people sit down and feel welcome, and they didn't have to be part of the church. Anybody in the community, if you wanted a meal, come in on that Saturday and get a meal. So I miss doing that because that was really great, but we had the facility to be able to do that at that time. But my sisters would come in and help me. My stepfather used to help cook the big meats and stuff. So it was really cool. Yeah, we love and miss Mom. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just, it's our, I feel it's our job, whether God has called us to do it or not. That there's not that big of a deal if you know somebody, and your neighbor or somebody that you might meet that's elderly and a veteran, disabled. It doesn't matter. There might be a young person that just can't afford groceries. They might be in college. You don't know, or working two jobs and they just can't. To have a home cooked meal means a lot to a lot of people, you know. And I don't do we don't do it every day, but if I can do it once a month or twice a month, and get the food, I do a little bit more for Gordon than I do for other people, but that's either here or there. But if I can send over a meal every once in a while, it makes their day, And usually that meal can last them more than one meal. It lasts, a couple meals for them. So that's what's important. So I'm gonna see if this is done, just so I can see you. I'm gonna probably have to leave it off for 5 minutes, but just so I can show you, and then I'm gonna let you go. Let's see how this is looking. Oh yeah, that looks good. Oh, hot, hot, hot though. Hot, hot, hot. All right, so now I'm gonna leave it in about 5-10 minutes and let that cheese kind of brown up, bubble up a little bit more. Ed likes it a little bit more browned up. And that's it. That's what's for dinner. I know, Ed didn't bring me no iced coffee. I have no iced coffee today. So, I'm drinking water. I'm drinking my water. That's what I'm having today. Yes, sometimes help is in a hug. It doesn't always be that. There's so many things. And the whole thing is, and I've said it, if any of you guys watch my lives on Wednesday when I try to share the word of God with you so that we're all learning, is that we all have a different job to do. So mine just happens to be food. Some people, they might be able to be emotionally there for another human being, to give them that hug, to let them be able to share what they're feeling. There's all kinds of different things that people are, we're all called to do different things, and we all need to work together and respect. Just because I do this doesn't make anything that anybody else does greater or lesser. We all are in this together. That's right. And a lot of people don't understand that blessings are not always money. Is it nice to receive money? Everybody feels that way because we live in that society. But it's not. I've had so many things in my life, so many blessings in my life that were not about money, some of the things cost me money, So, some of my greatest blessings are my children, and geez, those guys cost me some money, but I was blessed to have them, And if you guys are not all aware, because my youngest son is adopted. He's been with me since he's been 2 years old. He's my son. I love him. He's my all. I love him. I just love him. And but yeah, try feeding that boy. He's 6'5". He's cost me some money, but it was a blessing. It was a blessing to have him and to be able to raise him, and for him to call me mom, and to give me that beautiful grandbaby that he gave me, and his wife, Shantae. How much I love them all. I'm blessed with, I've got my children all with somebody that I truly love. There's no conflict, there's no controversy. Those things are blessings to me. And there's other things, but that's just off the top of my head. I'm just so blessed when it comes to my family life. I truly am. So, all right. I love you guys. Jesus loves you more. This is going to cook for a few minutes. Actually, I'm probably just going to shut it down and let it brown because Ed's not even here. He'll probably just, and Sue says, yeah, her youngest is 6'6". I'm hoping we haven't had the chance to get, when Thomas comes up here, because I do live so far away from Sue, an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes. But the boys haven't seen each other. My youngest and her youngest haven't seen each other for a while. But we want to put them against each other to see how tall they really are, because it's been a few years since they've seen each other. So, because I don't really know. I always say Thomas is 6'5", but I don't know how tall he is now. Yes, all of you guys have a great day. I appreciate you guys for coming in on this pop-up live. And I'll see you if you're available tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow, Lord willing, at 1 o'clock. I have a live discussing the Word of God. So we'll see you guys then if you're available. I will give Mr. Gordon your love. Thank you, Susie.